God is the love, God is the love in which I forgive. God is the strength, God is the strength in which I trust. There is nothing to fear. I am sustained by the love of God. God's voice speaks to me all through the day.
Lesson 60 from A Course in Miracles. These ideas are for today's review. God is the love in which I forgive. God is the strength in which I trust. There is nothing to fear. God's voice speaks to me all through the day. I am sustained by the love of God. God is the love in which I forgive. God does not forgive because he has never condemned. The blameless cannot blame, and those who have accepted their innocence see nothing to forgive. Yet forgiveness is the means by which I will recognize my innocence. It is the reflection of God's love on earth. It will bring me near enough to heaven that the love of God can reach down to me and raise me up to him. God is the strength in which I trust. It is not my own strength through which I forgive. It is through the strength of God in me, which I am remembering as I forgive. As I begin to see, I recognize his reflection on earth. I forgive all things because I feel the stirring of his strength in me. And I begin to remember the love I chose to forget, but which has not forgotten me. There is nothing to fear. How safe the world will look to me when I can see it. It will not look anything like what I imagined I see now. Everyone and everything I see will lean toward me to bless me. I will recognize in everyone my dearest friend. What could there be to fear in a world that I have forgiven and that has forgiven me? God's voice speaks to me all through the day. There's not a moment in which God's voice ceases to call on my forgiveness to save me. There's not a moment in which his voice fails to direct my thoughts, guide my actions, and lead my feet. I am walking steadily on toward truth. There is nowhere else I can go because God's voice is the only voice and the only guide that has been given to his Son. I am sustained by the love of God. As I listen to God's voice, I am sustained by his love. As I open my eyes, his love lights up the world for me to see. As I forgive, his love reminds me that his Son is sinless. And as I look upon the world with the vision he has given me, I remember that I am his Son.
God is the love, God is the love in which I forgive. God is the strength, God is the strength in which I trust. There is nothing to fear. I am sustained by the love of God. God's voice speaks to me all through the day.
for the reflection on Lesson 60. There is one part of this lesson that moves me so deeply. It says, "How safe the world will look to me when I can see it. It will not look anything like what I imagine I see now. Everyone and everything I see will lean toward me and bless me." This is the transformation of the entire world that you will perceive when you fully embody this simple message. The world itself changes, or at least the inner perception of the world. In other words, you can be in any situation, regardless of what it is, and see peace instead of conflict, where everything in that world leans toward you to bless you, and you bless the world in return. This is the magic of this message, this transformation of everything that you see, until you come to the realization that everything you see is created by the one seeing it. And when you finally do realize this, the door opens, the light has come, and you enter into the real world.